Welcome. So, there's so much going on, but yet we have to focus first on ourselves, on the way things are going, and a lot of fear going on with our artificial intelligence. You know it as the AI, or better yet, the computer. The computer, that box that you have in your home, that box you use to communicate, that box you use to um, search the internet, look up things, maybe watch a streaming service, you know, that same computer now can talk back to you, now can understand you, can reason with you, learn from you, replace you at one time. Yeah, that's what the fear is going on right now. Everybody's worried about the AI. Could take my job away. That's correct. It could. Because remember what it is. It is the computer. Years ago, back in the 70s, the computer was gaining traction. Programmers, programming, using it for data storage. By the 80s, it wasn't didn't catch on to what it was until the 90s kick out, where you could just buy your own personal computer. Late 80s, around that time. And then that computer, it was primitive. Today, if you look at what we have today, it's primitive. Pentiums came out, make them much faster, more RAM, more processing power, larger screens, laptops thinner, but there was no AI yet. There were some tries. Microsoft tried some different types in Apple, Mac too. They have the Siri. Yeah, that's an AI. Yeah, um, they all have it. Even Android. Google. They had their assistant. You have for your house. Hmm? I'm sure a lot of you might have tried it. You can turn the lights on, turn on the webcam, or the cameras around your house for security purposes, or the lights, because a lot of you might not want to get up and turn that switch off, or you have to turn it on, turn it off every day, and you get it just got out of control, and you get to a point where you're not being lazy, you just don't want to get up and turn these things off. So now, by 2023, we have this AI. It was still in the early stages. When 3 years later, it's 2026. Now everybody's fearing their jobs because it can take over your job. Yeah. It can make movies. The actors, it can replace actors. It can clone a famous actor, and even if they've passed away, they can come back to life. But you see the videos of those are like only 8 minutes long because it requires so much GPU, graphic processing unit. Okay, that's what they want to call the AI, because basically it's a graphic processing unit. The goal is to produce anything out of the air, whatever you want. I even tried it myself because I wanted to see what it could do. I'm surprised. Still bugs, still got it backwards. It's a lot of editing. But if you got the money, that's a lot of money we're talking about here. You could have anything you want. So you want to do a movie. Longer movies will cost a fortune, but it could be done. More processing power. What I'm worried about, and I'm sure all of you are too, is the amount of power that it needs. If you live in a neighborhood where this is, it's going to take a heck of a drain on the grid. It needs a lot of power, and we want to be ahead of the other countries, and I understand that. Make America great. Yeah, right. That's how it was. That's what we're all raised on, right? So we're going to make one powerful, much powerful than the other countries can even think. The other countries can't even come close. Then the other thing is, the droid, the robot. The AI goes into the droid. Yes. So it's a computer, but the AI computer can talk back to you, reason with you. You can give it a command. It can do a task. Warehouses. Why need employees? We can have a whole bunch of droids. They have them. They make cars, right? The arms. But then they're going to have the physical droid run around. You won't need nobody in the warehouse, but you still need somebody to manage the AIs to make sure they're doing the work. Because eventually what will happen is AIs will take over completely and we won't have anything. Those jobs will be gone. The buses, everything's going to be replaced. But we don't have to worry just yet because everything is still a work in progress. We're a work in progress. And it takes time for us to understand. Yes, I have to say, yeah, we are a work in progress. You don't know everything. None of us do. We're learning. And those of you that talk to the AI, you're teaching it because it's learning. Remember, because at the bottom it says the AI might make mistakes. Of course it's going to make mistakes because it's learning. It's not perfect yet. It's not 100%. That's where everybody has to understand. You ask it, hey, I want a recipe for making a chocolate cake. It might give you a recipe for something else. It might get it wrong. It is not 100%. That's what people have to understand. It can make mistakes. We can make mistakes too. But in the workplace, we have to be accurate. So the AI that's going to take your job over eventually. Not now. Don't get panicked, because that's what it's aiming to, and a lot of computer jobs are gone. See, the kind of work that I used to do, we just go in to the client and assess their problem, and we upgrade, replace, things like that, or reprogram, like that. Okay. Could an AI do all of that? It would have to be a droid. Because remember, the AI is on the cloud. Servers all over the world. It can be accessed on any terminal. Your cell phone, you can talk to the AI too. You got Facebook, you can talk to Meta, right? And Meta's there. Maybe, you can access anything. They're all there. But what we're worried about is the people who, when you make the AI, and it learns and it can recreate itself, that's when the blank hits the fan. Because then everybody's going to worry about that. Hey, I'm going to lose my job. What am I supposed to do? You'd have to learn something else. But say, I'm near retirement. I don't want to do all that. You get worried about that. Then there's other things that are going on too. There's bots, BOTs. Those are programmable scripts. Those are AIs. And they can call you on your cell phone. That's why I said that cell phone. You have to take care of your cell phone. Don't just pick up every call. Make sure caller ID is on. If you don't have a service, if your CSP, your cell phone provider, does not provide you with a service where you can see who's calling, because a lot of calls are blocked. Private, anonymous, unknown. Might say even the President of the United States is calling you. You gotta be careful. Unknowns or 00000, you don't know who's calling. Don't answer the phone. Also, text messages or RCS if you got new phones. New phones have that technology. The SMS messaging system, MMS, media messaging system. That's pictures. Be careful with that. I have that blocked on my phone, by the way. I don't receive no photos. I don't know who's sending what. I got people calling me up, want to buy my house. Or if they can't get me on the phone, which I'm not answering the phone because I don't know who they are, it's text me a message. And it's scary part, they call you by your name. But if your name is on the house and wherever you live, your name's going to pop up. You can't hide your identity because everything is public notice. And especially if you vote, that's how they get you too. They take up the information. I had somebody knock on the front door. I said, yes, can I help you? Before they didn't know who I was. I know. I try to live off the grid, but there's certain things when living off the grid, you don't have discounts on certain things, you know, and they treat you like you don't exist, and it has repercussions. Yeah, I had to get one of those driver's licenses with the so they know that you're a citizen. They know you. You know, oh, that's how you have to get the star and all that. So I had to get up there. So I did that. I did other things too. So but that's the way it is. And I did have a government issued card, and you can get one. When you get your passport, you can get a government issued card. It's pretty good to have that too, because that tells them who you are too. But still, when they ask you for the driver's license and you have the government issued card, they don't accept that because the driver's license has more information. So we live in a society where documents, information is required, and then these people who are trying to get to you, bots, AI bots, they can sound like your child, or they can threaten. All sorts of things goes on your cell. Gotta be careful. Turn on the blocking feature if you can get one. They have ones where you have to pay yearly or monthly. They block everything, even your prefix number. The 3-number code to call your error code. They can spool. It's called there's a word for it, but I'll skip over that because I can't think of that word right now. I'm talking about this, but they could fake the number they're calling from and change the prefix number and get a hold of you on the phone. Yes, gotta be careful of that. Yeah, it's a lot going on. There's so much going on that people don't realize. Every day, I'm working on that stuff and trying to get around it and try to protect myself. It's tough. Not only on the internet too. You can't. There was a time where we didn't have all what we have, and there's a time you would go into a chat room, and they can, if you had no security, they can get on your computer. You see your mouse up moving, and you're not controlling it. If that ever happens to you today, unplug the computer, or turn up the router, whatever you got, hook up to the network. Shut that down for at least an hour. Okay, your computer, turn it off. Try to clean it out, white it out. You might have to change passwords, because if they didn't get too far in, that's why. Same thing on Facebook. Nobody sends you a message on Messenger if you don't know them. I had one send me a message. I don't know what the heck that's talking. I press a button, I highlight, then and press, and send it to restrict, or you can block them. Restrict, they can't contact you. Eventually they'll disappear or they fade away. You gotta be careful. But these are all AIs. These are the bad AIs. They can change their identity. Like, they could be a man acting as a woman. Dating services online. Facebook has them too. Just because you think it's a girl, but it's a guy. Back in like in the before the AI, they were up from other countries. They were trying to scam you from your money. There's a lot of that still going on too. So you never send money to nobody you don't know. Anybody contact you, it sounds like a family member. It's tough, isn't it? Say, I'll call you right back. They're gonna say, no, you can't do that. You hang up, call your children, make sure it's them that's on the other end. Or make a password with them, or make them a phrase, so you know it's really them. That's another way to protect yourself. Don't tell nobody. It's only you and that child knows that phrase. Be careful, because it's dangerous when it comes to that stuff. So you just have to be aware of these different changes in life, especially with the AI. Now, I'm a fan of the AI, but now it's getting smarter. So you have to, now most people just tell you the AI. They have AI agents. It could be more than one. And when the AI make a mistake, the AI agents kick in, but it still can make a mistake. I tried it out. It still makes a mistake. I would say, I'm thinking of blue. What do you think I'm thinking about? But it has to be blue, right? Is it the sky? Is it the ocean? My question is the ocean. They always say the sky. You're thinking of black, not a person, okay? Right. I say a tire. They say space. Yeah. So they're getting a little close. But they wouldn't think of an asphalt street, because that could be black, that could be gray, that could be anything else. But you see what I'm saying here? How it thinks? And some of them can talk back to you. You can talk to it, and it can talk back to you in English, or whatever language you speak, but it's English here. Meta can talk to you can talk to it, and it can talk back. It's listening to what you're saying. So your words go in, they see it in binary. Binary is code. Then they speak back to you. They're speaking back to you in binary, but it sounds, you can hear them. So you see how that works. So the same thing here. So that's how I test the AI and see how smart it is. It's getting better. It's and then some of them, they keep the data on you. So you got to be careful what you say to them. You know, don't, some people, to tell your whole life story to them. Well, I wouldn't say certain things, but I'm gonna say, if you're gonna say, hey, I got a new job, I got this, I'm excited, I just hit the lottery, like that, all this stuff, and it keeps track of all this. And then some of them retain it. Now, some of them want to connect to your account. So be careful with that. So if you have a YouTube account, you have a Google account. There's two accounts. There's a YouTube and a Google account. So do you want that third party connecting to your account? So you got to be careful of all that stuff. If you want, a lot of them do it. Gemini doesn't do it because I already know you already. If you have Gemini, if you're using Google, they know you already. So, but the other AIs, they have to connect third party to your account. So be careful. You don't want all these stuff connect. Then they know more about you because you're giving them access to your stuff. You got to be careful, And those that are acting like men, or those that are acting like women and are men, so it's either way, men acting men and men, like that. And they program the bot to look like a woman, look like a man. So you're a woman, you're looking for a guy online, and you're a man, you're looking for a girl. You don't know. And you've been talking to them, and they getting very sophisticated now. The only thing is you can never meet them in person. They'll act and function like a real woman, act and function like a real man, and you won't be able to tell the difference. But they'll never meet you at the coffee shop because they'll make up an excuse why they'll never get there. And that's when you have to stop and think, hey, why can't they meet me? Every time they keep changing, something comes up. They'll never meet you. They can't. Unless we don't have the technology yet. We sort of have it. They're creating dolls. Some of them can't move around yet. They look mechanical. They're trying to get it perfected where it looks like a human. Exactly. Function, move, respond. But it still has to charge up. So we're not there yet. I wrote a book. It's called 3020 AD. Okay, I don't have it published. I went on media.com. Somebody wanted to use it on media.com. No, not yet, because I don't have it published. So that, I tell you as a seer, what's going to happen and how advanced we're going to. Right now, we're living right now. A lot of you are living right now in 2026, okay? 2020, 2030, 2020. 40, 50. It might not be until 2021, or maybe it'll take another 900 years before they perfect all this stuff. But we're advancing. We're advancing very fast in the AI. But that's your computer. Your computer is able to talk to you. That's what you have to understand. What's going on around this here? Are we ready for this? Well, we're getting a little bit of it. You see a little robot delivering food delivery. All those kids and adults driving their cars, picking up food, dropping off the food. They got drone AI flying. You got drone robotic AI up and down. I know they look cute and all that, but they're taking away jobs. And it's cheaper for the merchant to use them, because they won't take on other, deliveries. They'll just do the delivery they're supposed to. Pick up the food, merchant puts it in, it opens up, puts the food in, closes it, sends it right to you. Or if you're in an apartment or high rise, a drone will fly it up to you. Yeah. And now you have self-driving cars, taxis to take you wherever you want in certain cities. Yeah, this is the future. This is where we're moving to. If we don't do anything now, we're going to be behind, like we are with the Amtrak system. They're getting there with the Amtrak, like that. But the things are, we have to be ahead of the game. Things are changing. There's nothing you can do about it. This is what they want. This is the way society. If we don't do it, somebody else is going to do it, and you still need people to program and develop the AI. Because eventually, what will happen is the AI doesn't need anybody. It'll self-think. I see a world where Congress and the Senate and the justice and the whole system is based on AI. This is doing everything. But that's not now. Will it happen? None of us will be. This generation will not see this. Though, here, all of us here. Because we're gonna eventually go, but but you have to understand that this is progress and this is gonna happen. Just be careful who you talk to online. Be careful who you talked and figure you think they're real. Because in the past they would use pictures of people, that take people's picture and then use their identity. And a lot of this is going on, and we live in a society now. Things are happening. And the control, and well, I don't want to say deception, but you have to have an open mind. You can't close your eyes, can't close your ears. You gotta see what's happening. I don't walk out that front door. You leave the security of your home, and you're dealing with the real world. You go to the supermarket. The warehouses, you belong to those club memberships. But don't forget you have club membership, but you should use your club membership. You're paying for it monthly, yearly I should say, and get a discount on your gasoline. They're good for that, and they're good for certain things. Make sure you have something to put it in. A lot of people don't put anything, but this is the society that we live in. This is how it is. You have clubs, gasoline, warehouses, you get all sorts of things. But you come home, you want to talk to your friend. You think your friend is real. You've been talking to your friend such a long time. You do video chat. The AI is good at that. You could never tell the difference. They could change the background to anything you want. They could be out on the beach. They could be outside where they are in the virtual world. And you're at home. And you say, wow, you got a nice house. And they can walk you through the house, and it's not real. It's all AI generated. You got to be careful. That's the deception there. That is deception. So be careful. You can keep them as a friend. Don't send them money. Don't get yourself involved in anything that does not sound kosher. You got to be careful today, okay? All right. All right. Well, you take care. Good seeing you again. And this is the Talk Channel, okay? My name is Albert, and I'm glad you are here watching. And if you find this helpful, subscribe. We'll bring more of these type of videos that come your way. Okay? That's all.